funny because he's fat.
Who wants to sit with a bunch of fat crybabies anyway?
We never win because you are fat.
One time on television, I was castigated by a debate opponent as skinny boy.
Relax, skinny boy. I got this.
That was skinny-phobia back then. There's a much greater,
larger
scourge today. That would be, of course, fat-phobia. And the fine people of TikTok have taken to spreading the word about this terrible malady.
Now that I have your attention with that video, I would like to play a game of Spot the Difference. The video you just saw versus this one that I'm about to show you a screenshot of. In this video, she's doing the same exact trend. What's the difference?
You and I both know.
Both wearing shorts. What's the difference? You know the difference.
I don't want to.
I know the difference.
I don't want to have to. You can't make me say that. It's not polite.
Want to tell me why I was shown this notification? I was scrolling through my For You page and I came across that video. Do you think this video is appropriate for younger users 13 to 17? Yes, I do. Not showing them that video and showing them this notification is inappropriate. You're telling them that their bodies, if they're larger, are inherently sexual and inappropriate. That's the harmful message. Stop it with this fat phobia. I am so tired of this app shaming large bodies. I'm done. This is stupid.
The notification is not saying that the video is inappropriate. The notification is asking if you think this video is inappropriate. And then presumably if enough people say that it's inappropriate, then they'll restrict the video, but the video is not restricted. Frankly, on these apps, plenty of that content should be banned and restricted, certainly for younger people. But that's not really the point, right? She really shifts here at the end, and she says, you know, it's outrageous. They're targeting this larger person. But what's the difference? What's the difference? You know what the difference is. And it's impolite to note the difference, but yeah, different things are different. Derek Jeter gets up to the plate, takes a swing at a fastball. It's going to look a certain way. People are probably going to want to watch that. He's a really good athlete. If I step up to the plate, even an Adonis like me, and I take a swing at that fastball, I'm not going to hit it.
But I dicked it. It hit the bat.
You're still out.
You're still fat.
It's not going to be quite as interesting to watch, okay? We'd both be swinging the bat. We'd both have the fastball, but we're different. We look different. Our bodies are a little bit different, and people would be more or less inclined to watch us in a physical feat. That is very true. I love how her conclusion, though, is that, no, we need to especially have the larger person be presented to little children. How about, what if we just restrict the scintillating content for everybody, for all of it?
when it's the larger people.
When it's the skinnier people.
When it's even skinnier boys like me. Okay, next one.
How do I deal with feeling fat-shamed at doctor's appointments?
So I get this question a lot. And first of all, I'm sorry. This really shouldn't happen. Unfortunately, it does. So let's talk about how to navigate it and get you more out of your doctor's appointments. So my advice to you is put yourself in the driver's seat. You dictate to your provider what you do and do not want to talk about at the start of your visit. Try something like this. Hi, nice to see you. I'm here today for UTI. I'm aware that I'm overweight. I'm not really here to talk about that today, and I would appreciate it if we could just focus on the reason that I came in. If you're there for routine checkup, expect to talk about your weight. It's a part of it, but bring it up yourself. Let them know what your goals are for your weight. I'll do another post about my approach to talking about weight with patients. It doesn't have to be judgy or shameful.
Judgy. That's a clinical term that people learn in medical school. I don't really go to doctors very much, but sometimes Elisa does make me go, and I can't wait to walk in next time. Hey, doc, how's it going? I know it's been a while. Look, I don't want to talk about the cigars, and I don't want to talk about the booze, and I don't want to talk about the fatty Italian meats. Yeah, I don't want to talk about any of that. So other than that, how's my health? They'll say, well, I don't know, other than all the problems, I guess your health is fine. Great, can't wait to tell my wife that. Thanks, doc. Where do I make my copay? That's just what I came here for. That's why you go to a doctor, is to be told everything you want to hear. If you were talking about problems, he might diagnose something. And that's not what you want at a doctor's office. Right now, head on over to Geniusell.com/KnowlesYT. Did you know that our friends over at Geniusell have upgraded their most popular package to feature their top-selling deep firming vitamin C serum plus ultra retinol moisturizer with natural retinol alternative? Did you know that? Now you do. And right now, you can take advantage of this limited time package upgrade for 70% off. Why waste time and money to go get work done to your face when you can get Geniusell skincare shipped right to your door? Here's a Geniusell.com review from Robert in Blessing, Texas. Quote, I purchased Geniusell as a gift for my girlfriend. She said she saw the results so fast. Her skin is noticeably softer and smoother. I can see and feel a difference too. She was already beautiful, and Geniusell has made her more beautiful. Geniusell's secret is a family recipe for over 20 years that makes it safe for all skin types and perfect for both men and women. It's made by a compounding pharmacist in small batches. The owner is great. He started out in Egypt. He's a Coptic Christian, left for the American dream. Head on over to Geniusell.com/KnowlesYT. Try Geniusell's most popular package for 70% off, featuring both Geniusell's Ultra Retinol and Geniusell's Firming Serum. Get a complimentary Spa Essentials box with every package order, plus free upgrade to priority shipping. That is Geniusell.com/KnowlesYT.
Being body positive is not an excuse to neglect your health.
I've seen other people stitch your video, and they were much nicer to you than I'm going to be. You have no idea who I am, so let me introduce myself. I am an exercise physiologist, which means I hold a degree in this field, a certification in this field, and have been a professional in this.
Did she say she's an exorcist physiologist? What did she say?
I am an exercise physiologist, which means I hold a degree in this field, a certification in this field, and have been a professional.
Exercise physiologist, maybe? Maybe.
In fact, one of my jobs was actually managing a gym where I hired, trained, and fired personal trainers just like you. And I mean that literally. You're not special. A thin, white, young, able-bodied personal trainer is quite literally a dime a dozen, especially ones with such spicy...
Literally. There are literally markets that price you at 10 cents per dozen of you. Literally. I learned that in exorcism physiology school. Okay? And you know what? I'm not going to be nice to you or pleasant at all. So there, you don't know me, so I'll introduce myself. She says into the void. It's just a woman venting her anger at the world, screaming up at the sky. I'm an exercising physiologist. I hate reality. Keep going.
Takes like fat, bad, unhealthy. You need lose weight with exercise, me make you. And a significant misunderstanding of body positivity on top of it. I need you to start wrapping your head around the idea that people can pursue fitness without a weight loss goal, including fat people. Your attitude and approach is exactly what keeps a lot of people away from fitness. Good luck on your exam.
I don't know what has happened in this woman's life. Put aside the fat thing or whatever for a second, the phobias. If you find yourself with this attitude, just stop. Stop whatever you're doing. Go seek help. Turn inward. Think about what has gone wrong in your life to give you this demeanor all the time, to just be on edge, and you're just ready to go start screaming about it, insulting all these strangers, and this is my health advice. I am not a physiologist, I do not exercise, and I do not perform exorcisms. But my health advice to you would be, calm down, it's okay. It's all right. There's more to life than just getting angry at TikTok or something. You can laugh at TikTok, which is, if you're gonna do anything with TikTok, that's what I would recommend you do. Okay, next one.
When are we gonna stop allowing skinny people to claim they have body dysmorphia so they can be aggressively fat-phobic as f***? Because I'm so tired. The argument's worn out. People are allowed to be insecure. She's not fat-phobic, she has body dysmorphia. The body positivity movement was made for all bodies. First of all, let's shift the conversation to body neutrality.
Can you put a pause
Second
there?
of all,
the voices that she's sort of mocking as being tedious or cliche, who says that? Where do these conversations take place? And take place so frequently that they could become cliche and tedious that this woman would mock them.
Oh, man, every day, all we hear is...
Body dysmorphia is a form of the body positivity movement, and that's why we need to stop accusing them of being fat-phobic.
It's like, blah, blah, blah. I hear it left, I hear it right, don't you?
I don't know what a number of those terms even really mean. What communities is this woman living in? She's saying that the skinny people who have body problems should not be given any sympathy because we should reserve all of the sympathy for the fat people with body problems, I guess. Keep going.
pretty sure movements are created for oppressed and marginalized people. Fat bodies, disabled bodies, trans bodies, people of color bodies, those bodies. And I highly doubt every fat-phobic piece of shit has a disorder. Also, no one said disorders can't be problematic. Matter of fact, A lot are. So maybe, instead of using that as a defense mechanism to deflect the blame, try and unlearn it.
I get a kick out of her a lot. She reminds me of this gal who also had a nose ring right in the center of her nose, who made a whole video with the same attitude, making fun of me. And she also used profane and vulgar language in exactly the same way. Like,
are you so effing dumb?
They're almost like the same person. They almost certainly run in the same kind of ideological circles, and they're both funny. This is really a great glimpse into an entire community that I just don't spend any time in.
Can you teach me speak like you?
Communities are defined in no small part by language, because language is the stuff of our consciousness. It not only colors, but in some ways constitutes the way that we view the world. And so that's why the libs are always so intent on making us use their crazy language, is to transform not only what we can say, but what we can even think, and set the limits of what we can think. And this is why they establish taboos and standards as well.
Luca! Bueno? Pinu! Bueno? Pinu!
And here, the concepts, the taboos, the standards certainly, but even just the concepts that she's talking about are just foreign to my understanding of the world. That was delightful. Do we have any more?
It just dawned on me how many people don't understand how rarely fat people actually receive evidence-based medicine from doctors. One time, I went in for an ear infection and the doctor told me to lose weight. You know what thin people get? Antibiotics. One time, I found a lump.
Did she not also get antibiotics?
Appointment to get a cancer screening. It was at an OBGYN, and as soon as the doctor walked in, he didn't look at me, he didn't introduce himself, he looked at my chart and he said, "You'd have an easier time getting pregnant if you lost weight." I told him, "I'm not here for fertility treatment, I'm here for a cancer screening." And he said, "Oh, okay," and started the appointment, never said sorry. And I would need to make a 20-part series for the saga I went through last year when I needed spinal surgery for a lifelong spinal defect that had nothing to do with my weight. And this is the norm. It's typical for this to happen.
It's the norm because there are norms. And so when you fall outside of the norm and then you go see a physician whose job it is to encourage you to get a little bit closer to the norm, they will point that out to you. And then you will be upset. You say, "How dare you suggest that there are norms and that it is normal to be near to the norms? Why would you do that? You're a physician. You should just tell me whatever I want to hear. And I'm not going to tell you what I want to hear. You need to guess it. And if you guess it wrong, I hate you. And I'm going to make a TikTok about how much I don't like you." My favorite one by far was the black lady with the nose ring. She had the funniest vibe and the most delightful diction. She also wasn't fat, right? Well, you could only see her from the neck up. She looked very skinny, which adds even more complexity and richness to her TikTok. See you next time, folks. Skinny Boy out.